Hey everyone, this is Dave A. Gardner, and you're listening to The Heart of Juliet Jones fanfiction podcast. This is part 6 of Billy Cooper Comes to Town. Decked out in a perfectly tailored suit and dashing leopard print tie, Billy Cooper knew how to keep it suave. It was the way he operated in times like these, calm and collected, professional and poised, able to handle anything, including cute 20-somethings like the blonde who had answered the door and claimed to be the other Miss Jones. Of course, as his job required, he pretended to be ready for anything, yet inside, he was shivering with fear. Sweaty palms and a quicker pulse weren't like him at interviews. What the heck was the matter with him? Rarely, if ever, did he get all up in arms over a dame. However, if this Juliet Jones looked anything like her little sis, he was going to... No, on second thought, he doubted that very much. They never did. Suddenly, he became aware, as he stepped inside the immaculate foyer of the Jones home, he was being scrutinized by young lust. "Won't you have a seat, Mr. Cooper?" she offered with the voice of feminine delight. "I'll tell my sister you're here." "Thanks," he replied, as if he had it all together. Glancing around at the interior surroundings, he immediately felt as comfortable as if he had stepped into his own home. He liked the Jones abode. There was something oddly 19th century about this place, the way the lingering aromas of half-baked apple pie in the oven filtered through the entire first floor of the place like a restaurant, but cozier, like a log cabin somewhere in the mountains where outside was frigid cold but inside melted your cares away. He wouldn't have been surprised if a cat purred right about now and rubbed itself along his calf, welcoming him to a home out of a storybook that he wished he could settle into and stay for weeks. No, there was no cat, no fireplace to keep his feet warm, but inside he felt like he had arrived at that place he had always longed to come, but had never had the chance. That place that was left dormant since childhood, and you had been waiting all of your adult life to get back to. Yes, it was like that, and he wondered, as he stepped into the living room, if every guest to the Jones house felt the same way. Plopping his tushy on the soft, comfortable chair by the cocktail table, Billy assessed the situation. This was not a social call to his grandmother's house. This was business, and he had better act like it, he thought, or this Juliet Jones would tear him to shreds. Leaning forward and resting his elbows on his knees, he rubbed his sweaty palms together. "Figures," he groaned to himself in his thoughts. "The gorgeous kid sister gets all the whistles, stares, dates, and attention," he thought. "The older one resigns from the human race and convinces herself her real job is fighting off the wolves, for Sis's sake." Meanwhile, Julie was making her way through the kitchen in her Sunday best, and it was Tuesday. With a thin shawl around her neck, she felt professional, yet attractive. She wasn't going for irresistible or the arousal of Mr. Cooper's interests. No, that wasn't her style. Subtlety, formality, poise, an appropriate smile, and an uncanny ability to be herself. These had never failed her before, yet she had to remind herself what this meeting was really about. For the purposes of a potential suitor? Hardly. She was fighting for a cause, a defense for women everywhere against men like him everywhere. Eve seemed to sense Julie's slight indignation, an inner determination to right the rights. "Don't climb right up," Eve pleaded, with dancing light in her eyes. "He's divine, to put it mildly." "Nobody who writes drivel like Mr. Cooper does is divine," Julie responded, ready for battle.